A lot of people believe that getting success and achieving wealth is through working harder, waiting for the right moment, or waiting for some kind of miracle. But what happens when that miracle or that moment never comes? The truth is, change doesn't come from waiting. It comes from intentional action and taking action where you are right now. So literally, if you want change, you have to become the change. No matter if it's getting wealth, increasing your finances, or whatever it is. And we're going to talk about the steps for that in this video. If you're new to the channel, my name is James Strong. I make videos about trading the futures market, investing in the stock market, and personal finances. We trade to grow our capital. We invest to build wealth and asset appreciation over the long term. And none of that's possible without having good personal finances. So remember, we don't trade or invest. We trade and invest. Building wealth when working a 9-to-5. A lot of people sleep on this. And a lot of people are not going to talk about the things it really takes to get them. They will tell you to Airbnb and do Turo and do all these generic things. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever fits you, as long as it fits you. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that's tried and true that does not change, and it's just is what it is, income is the foundation of wealth. Not time, income. A lot of people think they can get more time and they can quit their job. And they think, man, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to make this thing work. Oh, I got it. No, it's income first. That's the first formula and piece in the equation. We have to create more income to do anything to create wealth. Income is the bloodline of wealth. It's what feeds the wealth machine. We can't invest without income. We can't grow our assets without income. We cannot take advantage of any opportunities or even have other education without increasing our income or having extra disposable income. That means aside from the amount of money it takes us to live, to pay our bills and to do our daily, obligations or monthly obligations, we have to have extra income. So we need to focus first and foremost on creating more income. And then we need to learn how to make sure we manage our income. So one, how can we create more income? I always suggest trading. That's why literally what I preach is trading to increase our capital. Then we take the capital and extra earnings and we take it until we invest it. We invest it into the market, into stocks, into business and things like that to grow our asset appreciation. And that's how we end up eventually getting financial independence and then financial freedom. So I suggest trading. All my resources in my description below. Make sure you go check them. I have trainings down there. I have some more stuff coming soon. The time this video releases, I may have more stuff down there or maybe a wait list. I'm not sure yet, but it's constantly evolving because I'm constantly tweaking things to make sure I'm giving you guys the right resources. So if you want to learn more about how to trade, then make sure you go to my description below. And then make sure you can manage your income so that you can properly put it to place. It doesn't do any good making more money if you're going to take more trips or you're trying to ball out or you're going to buy a new car, you're getting more liabilities. It's all about having assets over liabilities. You know what I'm saying? So we need more money coming in than money going out. Simple as that. These are basic accounting principles and business principles. Simple stuff. Next, we need to be able to master our time. So now, like I said earlier, having more time by itself is not enough. We need to learn how to make income, increase our income. Well, look, if that's through your job, get a promotion, that's a good first step. But we need to get that money outside of our job because we cannot depend on our job feeding us. If your job can feed you, your job can starve you. So that's why, again, I have trading. You always need to be doing something. Again, I'm not going to say what you need to do. You're grown. Do what you want. But it's highly suggested to be doing something outside of your job so that it doesn't depend you. I've seen people get fired. I've been through hard situations before. And now the point I'm at now, we're like, being on offense, getting debt free, having other ways to make income, having multiple sources of income. This is what matters the most, man. Like, use that to your advantage. Put your money to work. And now that we have our money working, we need to make sure we're mastering our time. So right now, with the time you have while working a job, what are you doing with it? Because I'm going to tell you right now, almost everybody who talks to me about stuff, all I hear 9 out of 10 times are excuses of why, what they would, should, could do, but they work. And I'm like, bro, I work, run a business, trade, have a daughter, so a child, like all these things, bro. Like, excuses are tools of incompetence that build monuments of nothingness. I don't believe in excuses. I believe in action. I believe in results. Everybody's given 24 hours. And what's happening is people online seeing somebody's 24 hours 10 years into their journey. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing my 24 hours, but I've been an entrepreneur and going at this since I was 21 years old. I'm 28 now. You're talking 7 years straight, and now you're starting to see me on my ascension, but you didn't see the dark times I had. You didn't see when I had 3 months left for rent for me and my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, to figure it out. And we moved to another state we had no money to even live on. Like, all on faith and losing the business at that time. See, people don't see that stuff. So what are you doing with the time you have right now? If you're watching, if you know all the highlights to all the games, if you know all the stats to all the NBA players, if you got time to have a parlay and you betting on somebody else on an outcome you can't control, you tripping. You should be putting this stuff into yourself, educating yourself, getting courses, getting books. You know what I mean? If you really want it, you really want to change your family's life, you should be doing something. So if you're doing that with your time, what you think you do with more time? Vice versa, but like I was doing, if you buying books, I bought myself in I forgot what it was, what year, but like in college. I was in grad school. For Christmas, I went and bought used books so I could save money. And I bought myself like 15 books for Christmas. And I went through and I was reading them. You know, some on health, some on finance, some on business, some on things like that. And I studied. That was my gift to myself. I said, I'm going to thank myself one day. Y'all, I've already been thanking myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going. So what you do with the time you have while you have a job is going to determine like how your time is after. It's like anything. People love saying money changes people. No, money usually changes people around somebody. That person has been that way. It's important now. We only own number 2. We own master your time. It's important. When you have money, it's only going to enhance who you really are. If they were an asshole before money, they're going to be an asshole after money. And vice versa. If they're a good person before money, they're going to be a good person after money. Just like me personally. And then we're going to go ahead and go to the next one. But like, I'm the same person. I was the same person before I got on YouTube. I was the same person before I started making consistent money. I was the same person before I had multiple streams of income. I'm going to be the same person when I get more money. I'm a good person. I'm an honest person. It's what it is. Money don't change. Money don't move me. I don't feel the need to go show off no people. So, man, focus on your time. What are you doing now with it? And if you're not doing the right things with the time while you have a job, fix that now and get the right habits in place. Because if you can't become a business owner in a job, you cannot become a business owner outside of a job. I'm telling you right now. You only have more time to be destructive. 4 hours a day is plenty of time to start a business and get a business scale. Like, plenty of time. You need to be able to fly and get stronger with weight on you, because all it's going to do is make it easier. Contrary to what people believe, if you can make something work under hard conditions, if you work 10-hour days, everything you could say, I've been there. 12-hour days, leaving at 6, getting back at 6, still having to study trading, doing that. Been there, done it, sometimes still doing it. Right? You ain't saying nothing. But the person who can withstand that and get stronger, when it does get easier, because it will, oh my gosh, nothing's going to stop you. So look at where your time is going and make sure you master that time. So get your income up. And the second one, I spent the most time on these two because they are the most important. One, we got to get our income up. We cannot get free from working a job and invest in this way they try to say. The world's trying to tell you, and slow and steady in the index, and over 30, 40 years, you can get some money and die without it. For real, this can go to somebody else and you never be able to live free. And then 2, we have to take control of our time. We don't have time to be sports betting and watching all the televisions and stuff like that, man, and watching TV shows and knowing every Netflix series coming out. And we don't got time for that. You want to make some money. You feel me? You want to be regular? By all means, keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? But for all my people who are really serious, I know that's why you lock into me. That's why you lock into James Strong. I'm going to give it to you real. We got to change some things, man. If you won't change, become the change. Now, this builds right on number 3. Number 3 is we're going to start building the right habits. Understand your habits carry over to everything you do. So whatever habits you have right now working your job, that's going to carry over to how you operate a business. So if you're trying to barely get by, not do the work, you can do that for yourself. So the habits that help you get fit, that help you become a great husband, wife, a parent, anything you do in life, these will also help you become a better business person. But also on the contrary, the same habits that can destroy yourself in your marriage, your health, and your fitness, your anything that can also be destructive to your business stuff. All right. So a lot of times the things that you stop are a lot more important than the things that you continue. This is why I always say I always learn how people fail when it comes to, doing a new business endeavor whenever I start a new business. Because that point right there, a lot of times, if you just stop certain things, you can almost like get rid of the possibility of failing. So stop watching as much TV. Stop spending money eating out all the time so you have more money to invest. And then also, what's that going to do as a byproduct? That's going to increase your health because now you know what's going into your food. You're cooking good home cooked meals. Now, not only your health, you might increase your fitness. You can get a lot more fit and you're going to have some muscles where you can be able to do this with your chest. You know what I'm saying? Then your wife can be like, oh, you bouncing that shit. Hey, look, now, hey, we can go off now. You know what I'm saying? But everything's going to improve when you tap in on the area. All right. This takes mindset work. This takes a mindset shift and a revelation, right? So one good book on my bookshelf I pulled up, this book right here, Power Positive Thinking by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale. This book is powerful and it has a story in there. Not even really a story, but it kind of gives a story about two types of people. And I'm gonna break this down for y'all as well. There's one person who, and if this is you, you have to be, man, honesty is the key to changing. Don't lie. You lie, you hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to judge you. Ain't nobody here. All that matters that you get what you want to get out of life. And I'm going to pose this one question before I talk about this story. Do you want to be right or do you want to be rich? Always remember that when you're answering questions, man, because, at the end of the day, it's not about sharing with other people. You might want to have at least one person you can trust. If that's me, if that's a community I'm building, if that's just yourself, if that's just your partner, your spouse, you feel me? Like whoever. But learn to be honest with yourself so you can have change and you can create change in your life. Now, in the Power of Positive Thinking, there's two types of people he talks about when he's giving a story and giving an example. One type of person is, he was talking about how he needed a raise, he needed more money, and he went to talk to his boss. He's like, man, who does his boss think he is? He went in there, he told him why he needed more money. And man, he told me, he said he'll give him more money when he thinks he deserves it. Who is he? ... He'll work harder when he gets more money. He'll work harder when he gets more money. No, that's not how it works. So that's one person. The second person is, he explained to the guy, hey, I do need more money. Is there anything I could do to work for, or I have ideas and things that we can improve? I see these improvements, ... right? That's the person who's going to get the raise because first he's going to get opportunity. So he's going to earn more money. And then also he said, you know what? That person came with solutions, not problems. Not only is he going to make more money probably through his time, most likely up front, which is up front, you got to do what you got to do. Everybody trades time for money up front. Everybody. That's, unless you're born with a silver spoon. You born with a silver spoon, I ain't talking to you. I ain't come from that. I don't know how to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking to all my real ones out who working every day, hardworking men, hardworking women. We out here every day working to change our lives and our families' lives. I'm talking to y'all. You feel me? Who want a better life for our children. I'm talking to y'all. All right. The latter of the people has that thing in them. Now, James Strong has a third person. The third person is a person like myself who's like, yo, use that job to your advantage. Always give your best. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do the best you can do at a job. But always work harder for yourself than you do anybody else. That's James Strong. That's my method. That's not in the book. That's in my book. Have my book coming out in a couple of years. You feel me? Till now, enjoy these videos, dog. You should always be working harder for yourself than you do a job. And I'm an avid believer in that. Like I said, one of my biggest saying is, you allow them to feed you, you allow them to starve you. So make sure that if you're giving somebody else 9 to 5, you at least give yourself 5 to 9. You going, you clocking in, you studying, you reading, and don't just consume information. A lot of people get caught up in that, and that's called action faking. All right. Some more good books by MJ DeMarco and stuff like that. It's called action faking. Let's do the things that work. Don't just start an LLC and do the same thing you've been doing year after year and even get a bank account. Now, let's do the real things we need to do, man. Let's get a business plan. Let's structure this. Let's have a plan to grow. Let's make a 2-year plan so people can stop quitting after 6 months. Let's get this thing down. Let's make some money. Let's make not only this month, this year, but this lifetime be the best one, man. Let's make the whole life great, man. We have to tap in and work for ourselves, man. That starts with that mindset shift. And also know when it's time to pivot. Now, everything you do, people think they're going to do this business thing like they think they can hit it perfect. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the one thing I choose, I'm going to make millions from. And oftentimes that first thing doesn't work, or that second one, they quit. And most people don't try again. dude, I've had like 5 different ventures and endeavors, and through each one, I've learned more, I've gotten stronger, I've gotten better. And so it's really just like you got to get reps in. You know what I mean? It's rare somebody does one thing and that's just the thing they do. Like that's usually rare. Anytime you talk to a real born entrepreneur, somebody who's created wealth, like it takes time. So when you're working your job, you might do something for the first 6 months. It may not work. You might do something for another 12. It may not work. Give your all and do all you can, but know when it's time to pivot. There is a time and a place to pivot. And so, you know, it can end up like right where you started at. Or I mean, well, let me say this. You aren't going to end up right where you started at if you jump too soon. So one thing my mentor told me, like when I was 23, he told me to be still, like be patient. And he was like, it's like a track and field reference. Cause I did track and field. He understands, you know, a lot of y'all might do track and field. He was like, you can always make up ground, but if you false start, you got to start all over again. So don't worry about missing or having FOMO or whatnot. You can make up ground. We can make more money, but like, don't jump too soon and quitting and basically block your blessings. You feel me? So never pivot out of trying to avoid discomfort. You know, just pivot and adjust when it's time to adjust. Make sure to, again, I'm going to emphasize this again, make sure you tap into getting your income up, because none of this is possible having your income up. So like I said, I want to invite y'all to go to my description, get my resources. At the time of this video, when it drops, if my training is out, go watch the training ASAP. I'm giving real stuff. And if my program is out, go get it. Now, I doubt it would be. It's time for the wait list. You don't want to miss it. You know what I'm saying? We giving real gems out here. Dropping game, man, so we can change our life, man. There is enough money out here. And I'm telling you, the financial markets is where it's at. They love telling y'all the most millionaires are made in the real estate market, but the most billionaires are made in the financial sector. If you like making money, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you don't like making money, then don't subscribe. It's that simple, man. Much love.